These are spirit messages for August 2026, but whenever you are watching or listening, these messages are for you, even if it is not August 2026. I'm Whitney McNeill. I'm a certified medium, and I want to communicate what spirit is sharing about the energy for August. And so I know that a lot of you have been feeling this energy of transformation. Perhaps you've been feeling like you're taking care of business, you're closing some old chapters, but at the same time, you're feeling like there's something new coming. Perhaps you've already started to understand what the new cycles look like for you, but you're not quite in it yet. And this is really that time to listen to your intuition and to listen to those messages and the dreams that you get, because your spirit guides are always communicating with you in some way, shape, or form. So, of course, it's important to listen to your clairsentience, right? The feelings. Listen to your claircognizance, the knowings that you have, or the thoughts that pop into your mind. It's also important for you to listen to your clairaudience, where you are listening to your inner reading voice and what's coming in that way. And if you're clairvoyant, paying attention to the visions, the dreams, the things that you're seeing. So if you close your eyes, perhaps you visualize what you're going to be doing in the next month or so. But if you're like, I don't get any messages, well, invite your spirit guides to do that. But they also send you signs in the tangible real world too. So songs can replay. You might see certain birds over and over. You might see symbols. There are different ways that your spirit guides communicate, and dreams are one of them too. So, other videos, I talk about how to communicate with spirit, but today I want to really get into what spirit wants to communicate with you and the steps that you can take to best harness some of this energy in August 2026. And if you want a more personalized forecast, check the link below to find out how you can book a reading with me or how to get your forecast for the month ahead. So, the first message that Spirit's talking about is growth. In August, there's going to be a lot of spiritual growth, some lessons learned. The great news with lessons, many of you are going to feel a completion of, I got it. Okay, I finally feel complete with this cycle. And this can be a cycle around a person, a relationship, a situation, a behavior pattern that's been ingrained in you, and you feel like you're just kind of repeating it over and over and over. The great news is there's some completion around it. Now, on the other side, there's still some lessons that you're going to be learning, but sometimes when we hear lessons, we think, oh no, it's going to be bad. That's not what Spirit is talking about for August. This is more standing true for who you are. This is also about integrating more of that, integrating lessons that you're learning, integrating the growth. So, whenever we grow spiritually, we also are integrating the knowledge that Spirit has given us through all these different ways. When we're learning and growing and moving in a higher vibration, it's very important to rest. So while August does not feel like you're just going to be sitting there doing nothing, you have to take intentional rest. We're shifting from a place of being busy, doing, and feeling like you're rewarded for that, to a place of, when I am in balance, so is everything else in my life. And that starts with you. So if you're looking at your physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual bodies, where are they out of alignment? Where are they out of balance? And how can you bring more balance into that? And one of the answers for it is rest, and not laying in bed, playing on your phone, laying in bed, watching TV. We're talking about some deep rest. Many of you feel burned out, overworked, too stressed. And this is about how can you integrate more balance in your life. When you step away from this fast flowing river, Can you take a picnic, so to speak? Can you stop and watch the clouds drift by? Taking small breaks in your daily life can be really helpful. So, this could be, are you eating while you're working? Are you allowing for that hour to just really relax and be intentional? Are you being mindful in your day? These small behavior patterns can really be helpful for you in August. So, that message comes with the teacher guide card out of the Messenger of Spirit Oracle. Remember to rest. It's going to be important because you're doing a lot of activity. Even if you feel like you're not physically active, your mind is active, your spiritual self is active. So, balance. Another message for August is about finding that passion and that spark, finding more energy physically. And if you're tired and you didn't rest, then it's going to be really hard to find that physical energy. But this is about getting that zest back, feeling like that flame is ignited again within. And that's a great place to go. And knowing that you can't just sit back and let it happen, you have to partner with spirit. So, this is about being actively engaged in things that you're really excited about, that you find joy in doing. This can be, I feel really excited to journal. I feel really excited to hang out with my friend. I feel really excited to revisit the idea that I had 3 years ago. If you keep getting an idea in your mind over and over again, that is your spirit guide saying, hey, this is an intuitive message. It's time for you to look at this again. So don't neglect them. And in fact, writing things down can be really helpful. If you are not someone that likes to carry a pen and paper around, then put it on your notepad on your phone or voice record yourself. Don't neglect the things that replay in your mind when it comes to an inspiration, an idea, a curiosity. Now, I'm not talking about the anxiety stuff. So if you're like, oh, I've been worried about this thing over and over, that's not an intuitive message. That's an anxiety replaying over and over. We're talking about the things that you're excited about or the things that spirit keeps reminding you to do. Make that phone call, send that email, take action on the thought that you've been having, whether it's little tiny baby steps or big leaps. So that's another message for August. And so a lot of fire energy coming in, but it's also being balanced in August with earth energy to make sure that you're not just kind of going away with an idea, you're actively needing to take steps towards it. So, in fact, two cards that we pulled for August is fire and earth. And so, earth is about paying attention to the details. You're building a firm foundation on the passion that you have. This is especially true around business, life purpose, whether it is something that you've been holding really close to your chest and it's been on your heart, or you're saying, I've really been wanting to take that vacation, or I've been really wanting to start a new cycle, moving, travel, whatever it is. It's time to take some steps towards it. But the great news, it's taking steps towards the passion that you have, taking steps towards the thing that you've been dreaming about, things that you have been feeling excited about, the ideas that have been percolating underneath. You've got to take that out of the closet and let's start moving forward and taking some action steps towards it. And that will help harness the energy. And then the final message here for August is that abundance is so abundant. And if you take these steps, it's easier to manifest this month. It is easier to access that joy. And the more that you come from a place of balance, and the more that you give to the world, to others from a place of balance, the more that comes back to you. So sometimes people get trapped in this place of thinking that they have to just give, or they're very selfless and they're constantly draining themselves and they feel like they have no more energy. You got to stop doing that. Only give from a place that feels really good. So, this can even be charging for your services and really realigning your pricing. This can be time management, where you have to start saying no to some things to say yes to other things. This is about putting yourself first so that you can give to others in a better way. You can't give from a place where you have no energy. So make sure that you're doing all these things in balance so that you can reap those rewards energetically. The more that you do this, the easier it is to manifest what you are truly wanting. So overall, we have a theme for August of balance. Remember to have intentional rest. You're having a lot of spiritual growth this month. Ignite that passion, follow through on those ideas from spirit, those intuitive ideas, those inspirational ideas, take baby steps towards it and have that abundance. And that's a beautiful outcome card for August. But again, whenever you're listening to this, these messages are meant for you in the right time because you're in the right place. If you want a more personalized forecast, check the link below. And I wish you the very best energy for this month.